What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and this is my beginner's guide to Nex Machina. Now, this is going to cover more or less what you're going to need to know going into the game, some kind of base level details of how to play it, how to be good at it. This isn't a tips and tricks video. That video will also be coming up extremely soon. That will be definitely talking about the more strategic things to do in this game. You know, people always talk about when I make these beginner's guide or tips and tricks that I don't have like the credentials or whatever. I can guarantee you, and we'll have pictures and video evidence, I'm extremely good at this game. I'm in top 50s, I'm in top 5s, I'm number 3, I'm number 5. I am very high up in the leaderboards. That's not to gloat, that's just to say that I do definitely know what I'm talking about. I platinumed Resogun on the PS4 and on the Vita. I platinumed Velocity 2X. I'm very good at these high-paced action games like this. So Nex Machina is a game by Housemarque, much like Resogun, Dead Nation, etc., etc. And this game behaves very much like Resogun does. So going into it, there's a couple things you're going to have to know how to do. I'd say start at a low difficulty. Now, again, this is just beginner's guide. This is if you've never played one of these games before. It's a twin-stick shooter. It is a fast-paced game where you're going to have to keep on the move. So moving is insanely important. Never stop in this game. Never stop, and more importantly, never stop shooting. Now, that may be something that you would, already would think to not to do, actually, is to never stop shooting. It's a definite need. You got to continuously be firing your gun. More importantly, fire your gun in locations that you are planning on going to. Don't be afraid to shoot the gun in a direction as you're walking in that direction. It's actually going to clear a path for you for smaller enemies. Like I said, start at a low difficulty. Look for power-ups. Now the power-ups, they change. A lot of the flashing ones go and cycle through all the different power-ups. There's some power-ups that you're going to want to stay away from. There's some power-ups that you're going to want to get. Laser, in my experience, has so far been the worst one by a mile. Power Shot is very good. Rocket Launcher is very good. And the Detonator, where you could shoot it out and then hit the button to detonate it. Those are by far the best. Detonator is the one I use most often, along with Rocket Launcher. Those are the two better ones. But keep moving. Keep shooting. Do not panic. Never panic in this game. If you panic, if you get yourself into a circle, you're going to die. And obviously one hit kills in this game, so you're going to want to consistently be moving, but never panic, never put yourself up against a wall. Constantly be moving around. And dash. Dash as much as humanly possible, but dash as much as possible, but don't over dash. Obviously, it has a stamina. You can get the power up for a triple dash, so you can do that. But if you're ever in a bind, don't forget you can dash out. I found that in Resogun, a lot of people forgot that they could do dashes, and you do forget. Like when you're in the middle of it, and you literally can't even see your character because there's so much going on. Dashing is a weapon and an ability that's available to you. You know, there's explosive dash. And like I said, there's triple dash. Now, let's differentiate between the powers here. There's the actual powers like Detonate and Rocket Launcher and all that stuff. But then there's also the actual power-ups that you can obtain. I think you can have up to 5 power-ups. And those come, again, those are like triple dash. Those are dash explosion. Those are weapon ranges, which you're going to want to do. So you want to pick up everything, and there's hidden things in these games too. If you're looking to get high scores in the leaderboards, we'll probably leave that for the tips and tricks, but you're going to want to blow up and find everything that you possibly can hidden inside a level. That's how you're going to get the most points. But in this is just about surviving. Start at a low difficulty, work your way up. I started at the highest difficulty I possibly could just because I felt like I could handle it. But don't do anything you can't handle. Maybe start even just with the single worlds. And as a beginner, what I do recommend as well is start memorizing the world. So there's 15 stages, not counting bonus or like unlockable secret levels in a world. But there's 15 base levels in each world. Start memorizing them. And once you play them a while, and once you start dying and restarting and all that stuff, you'll understand where things are. You'll know what the best option is available to you. You'll figure out what weapons work the best for you. Now, like I said, rocket launcher and detonator work the best for me. Maybe they don't work the best for you. Maybe something else works best for you. Find what works best for you. But the things that always will work best is to never stop moving, never stop shooting. Don't panic. Go at it nice and easy. Maybe start with single world, and kind of just work your way up. You know, after level 15, there's the actual stage, and then there's the boss. Each world has its own boss. The bosses have patterns, just like all the enemies. Every enemy and every boss has a pattern. If you can understand that pattern, you can beat it way easier, especially bosses. Bosses have signature things that they do, and once you figure out how to do them, you'd be fine. There's some enemies that have like very powerful attacks. What I would recommend with them is kill them as soon as they appear. You know, the first second that you kind of glide into the arena, in a way, that is a prime opportunity for you to blow things up because you're just getting on the move. And then when the enemies kind of have that like pixelated thing as if they're like coming down, like they're spawning, that is the best chance to get right there and kill them. And, you know, this is also a tip and trick of how to kill bosses, but in terms of anything, when you get the weapon range and like max weapon power, the closer you are to the enemy, the better, because you're going to deal more damage, you're going to kill them quicker. Now, you're going to have to be thinking faster on your feet because you're going to want to move around more, but that's the best way to do it. So that's pretty much it. I don't want to go too much into the very specific how to use things like tips and tricks in that way. This is just getting into it. Start low, never stop moving, constantly be aware. That's another thing. Don't even look at, here's a good tip and trick. Do not look at your character. Constantly be looking around your character. I actually tend to look at the humans, and that's kind of where I make my path. But like I said earlier, shooting where you want to go, I rarely look at my character because honestly, you get lost in your character. When everything's kind of piled on top of you, you'll lose sight of your character with all the colors and all the explosions going on. It's best to look around you, see where the enemies are coming from, see where they're spawning, see the attacks once they get like turret shots at you. Look at the turret shot, don't look at you. Only until the turret gets to you, the bullet gets to you, then you can look at you. But rarely do I ever look at myself. I'm always looking at where I need to go. So that is my beginner's guide for Nex Machina. Let me know what you guys have thought of the game so far. Again, there's going to be a tips and tricks video that goes very, very in-depth and everything about this game, of how to be really good at weapons, bosses, maps, levels, everything. So I'm going to get that out extremely quickly too. If you want help in any specific world or a boss or anything like that, let me know in the comments below. Let me know specifically what you want help with. If these videos do well enough, I will make videos kind of walking you through each level or each boss or whatever you guys want me to do. So let me know in the comments below, and I'll definitely do that if these videos do well enough. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to Podcast Now, our YouTube channel, for more of this content, and I will see you guys on the tips and tricks video.